Hello everyone, my name is Conopio Daniela from Bachelor of Technical Vocational Teacher Education first year. So I'm here now to discuss what is sprains and strains. Ano yung pinagkaiba ng dalawang to, yung some common causes ng strains and sprains. Also mag-give din ako ng mga exercises routine that will help to avoiding sprains and strains. Also yung some tips na pwedeng makatulong sa learners or sa individuals paano ma-prevent yung sprains and strains.
First, we're gonna talk about sprains. So what is sprains? It refers to the stretching or tearing of the ligaments that connect bones to each other. Sprains are one of the most common injuries that can happen during physical activities or during normal days. It can happen to anyone regardless of age or skill level. A sprain is an injury that can occur in the ligaments, which are tissues that can connect the bones to each other. These injuries can occur anywhere in the body, but the most common injuries are the ankles, wrists, and knees. So now, let's proceed to strains. So what is strains? Strains occur when a muscle is stretched beyond its limit or when it is subjected to excessive pressure. Kung yung sprains is about ligaments, yung strains naman is about tendons and muscles. A strain is a type of soft tissue injury that can occur when muscles or tendons are overused or overstretched. Strains are typically characterized by pain, swelling, and reduced mobility. They can occur in any part of the body but are most common in the back, shoulders, hips, and legs. Strains are often caused by sudden movements or overexertion such as lifting heavy weights or repetitive motions. So what is the difference of sprains and strains? Strains and sprains are both soft tissue injuries. They differ in their location, cause, symptoms, and treatment. While strains result from the overstretching or tearing of a muscle or tendon, sprains involve the ligaments that connect bones to each other. The proper treatment and preventive measures can help reduce the incidence of these injuries and promote quicker recovery. Marami pa rin kabataan or tao ang nalilito sa pinagkaiba ng sprains and strains. Siyempre nakakalito lalo na sa spelling niya. Minsan napapagbaliktad natin yung meaning ng sprain sa strains and strains sa sprains. Katulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina na sprain is an injury to a ligament. Na ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng ligaments? Ligaments are the strong fibrous tissue that connects bones to bones in a joint. When a joint is twisted, torn, or stretched beyond its normal range of motion, so ano mangyayari sa ligaments? May stretch siya, mapupunit na pwedeng maging result in sprains. Yung katulad din na sinabi ko kanina, sprains are common in the ankles, knees, and wrists but can occur in any joint. The severity of a sprain can range from mild to severe depending on the degree of damage to the ligament. Differences between sprains and strains is yung locations. Sprains is occur in the ligaments, which are responsible for stabilizing the joints. Another difference is the frequency of occurrence. While both injuries are relatively common, it's estimated that strains are more common than sprains. And also, yung treatment for strains and sprains is similar but specific to each injury. Pwedeng gamitan parehas sila ng RICE method or yung rest, ice, compression, and elevation is often recommended for both injuries. However, the duration and intensity of treatment can vary depending on the severity of the injury. In more severe cases, physical therapy or surgery may be necessary. So, here are the common causes kung bakit ang isang individual or athlete is nagkakameron ng sprains. Because of the physical activities that put a lot of stress on joints, such as running, jumping, or playing sports. Second is slips, trips, and falls. Third, improper use or overuse is another cause of sprains. Fourth is the obesity and inadequate diet can also cause sprains. So, here are the common causes kung bakit ka nagkakameron ng sprains. First is yung sudden movements such as twisting or turning too quickly. This can occur during sports or other physical activities and can put a lot of stress on the soft tissues in the affected area. Next is overuse can cause the soft tissues to become irritated and inflamed, leading to strains. This occurs when a muscle, tendon, or ligament is subjected to excessive repetitive use, such as during long periods of typing, standing, or other types of work. Third is poor posture is another common cause of strains. When a person maintains an incorrect or awkward posture for long periods of time, it can lead to muscle imbalances and other problems that can cause strains. This can occur during activities such as sitting at a desk or driving a car for long periods of time, as well as during sports or other physical activities. Next is muscle imbalances are yet another common cause of strains. This occurs when certain muscles are stronger or weaker than others, which can put undue stress on the weaker muscles and cause strains. Muscle imbalances can cause by factors such as poor posture, lack of exercise, or even genetics. Last is inadequate warm-up or stretching. Paano natin nasabi? Because when a person does not properly warm up or stretch before engaging in physical activity, it can cause the soft tissues to become tight and more susceptible to strains and other types of injuries. Taking the time to properly warm up and stretch before engaging in physical activity can help prevent strains and other types of injuries. Itong warm-up or stretching lagi ito pinapaalala sa atin ng ating mga PE teachers or yung ating mga PE instructors, lalo na sa mga athletes. So, next naman na itatakal natin is kung ano ba yung mga pwedeng exercise or yung mga routine na pwedeng makatulong sa atin para ma-avoid natin yung pagkakaroon ng sprains and strains. Number 1, it is essential to warm up the muscles before exercising. This can be done by engaging in a light aerobic exercises katulad ng jogging or cycling for 5 to 10 minutes. Stretching exercises are also necessary to increase the range of motions in the joints and prepare the muscles for the upcoming activity. Dynamic stretching, which involves moving the muscles through a full range of motion, rather than static stretching, which involves holding the muscle in a stationary position, is the best way to warm up the muscle. Second is focusing on flexibility can help prevent sprains and strains. In addition to stretching before exercising, individuals can also practice specific stretching exercises that target the muscles most commonly used during their exercises routine. Katulad ng yoga or pilates classes are great ways to improve flexibility and avoid injury. Third is strength training is critical to avoid sprains and strains. Strength training helps build muscles and make them more resilient to the stress of exercise, reducing the risk of injury. In particular, strength training exercises that target muscle surrounding the joints can be beneficial, katulad na lang ng strengthening exercises for the hips, knees and ankles can significantly reduce the risk of lower limb injuries. Fourth is proper form and technique during exercise are essential. Exercises performed with poor form or technique can lead to a strain or a sprain, so it is essential to employ the correct form during each exercise. Seeking guidance from a personal trainer or exercise professional can help ensure proper form and technique. The last is it is crucial to rest and recover after exercising. Because rest and recovery is adequate rest can also help to prevent injuries by reducing the risk of overuse injuries. So, here in the last part, magigib ako ng tips na pwede makatulong sa mga learners natin or sa mga individuals paano ba ma-prevent yung sprains and strains. As a learner or individual, it's important to take care of our body to continue to achieve our goals, whether it's athletic activities, physical labor jobs, or simply going through daily routines. Sprains and strains can limit your ability to effectively utilize your body. Luckily, there are precautions one can take to prevent these types of injuries. So here are some tips that can help prevent sprains and strains. Number 1, it's crucial to prepare your body for any physical activity or exercise by properly warming up. Warming up should include light exercises like jogging or stretching to help increase your heart rate, loosen your muscles, and get your blood pumping. This will help to prep your body for the more intense physical demands that are expected from it. Secondly, learners should consider using proper footwear for the activity they are engaging in. It's important that shoes used for athletic activities have good support and cushioning to absorb shock, reduce the impact that pushes back against your feet, and help you avoid slips or falls. By having the right footwear, you'll be able to prevent unnecessary strains that come from poor footwear choices. Thirdly, learners should practice proper posture and body mechanics constantly. For instance, they should ensure that their back is straight when sitting, lifting heavy objects with their legs, and bending from the knees instead of the waist. By doing so, it reduces the strain on their back and other body parts that are prone to sprains and strains, hence preventing injuries. Fourthly, taking the time to rest and recover is important in preventing sprains and strains. When your body is exhausted, it's more prone to injuries. It's important to take some time to rest, even if it's just for a few minutes. Getting enough sleep, eating healthy, and drinking plenty of water are also essential to ensure your body is optimized for heavy physical demands. Lastly, maintaining a healthy lifestyle helps learners to avoid sprains and strains. This involves the intake of a balanced diet, doing regular exercise, and keeping your body hydrated. Additionally, learners should avoid unhealthy habits like smoking, drinking alcohol, and excessive intake of caffeine. Yeah, that's it. So I hope you learned something from my video presentation, and thank you for watching and listening.